Hi, Fred.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm fine.
So, I am conducting an academic research, and I would like to use to take a video so that I can use it in my academic stuff. So, can you please agree if I can use it?
Okay, thank you, Juliette. Francine, I agree that you can use me by interviewing girls, asking any question, and I'm ready to give you. You can use it for your academic purpose.
Okay, thank you so much. So I have 4 questions. The first one, we know that the government of the United States have 3 branches of government. So can you tell me list them out?
Okay, those three way of include. I understand that include legislative, judicial, and executive.
Okay. So what does each branch do?
First of all, it's logistic is like, as you understand, it's legis.
Yeah.
And then judistic is like doing judgment, and the executive is put into action what they have been judged.
Hi. How are you?
I'm fine.
Okay, by name is Juliette, and I'm conducting a street interview. I have questions that I want to ask you, and I promise this video will be used for academic stuff only, and I would like to get your permission to take a video and answer my questions. And if you agree, you can let me know.
Yeah, hi Christelle. Agree that you can take that video and use it in your academic stuffs.
Okay, thank you. So I have 4 questions. The first one, you know that the government of the United States have 3 branches. So can you please list them out for me?
Okay, I think there is legislative, judiciary, and executive.
Okay. So I have another question. I want to know what does each of them do.
I have understood about those parties, but I don't know what they really do.
Hello. Okay, let me start by talking about 3 branches of the government, which are executive, legislative, and judicial branch. And in executive, it is headed by the President of the Republic, and its main role is to enforce laws. In this branch, the president's power include being able to veto or to reject a law or a bill while in the process of making it a law, appoint federal posts like members of the government agencies, like nominating people to lead the country, negotiate with foreign countries, appoint judges, and also grant pardons if there is someone who need forgiveness from the government. The president or executive branch is the one which is in charge of doing that. Legislative branch, it is headed by the Congress, which is made by the House of the Representative and the Senate, and its power includes like originating a law until it be like originating a bill or an idea until it becomes a law. And legislative is also the one which can impeach officials in case they did wrong. Legislative branch is responsible to impeach them. This is done by the Senate, and also they are the one which can approve like countries that they can work with. They are also the ones which can make the government budget of the annual basis. They can also remove the government officials in case they did wrong, in case there is something that they are guilty of, and this is done by the Senate, not the whole legislative branch members, but the Senate. Okay. For the judicial branch, it is headed by the Supreme Court, and its power include interpreting the Constitution in general, reviewing laws, deciding how the states will be differently acting on different rights and things like that. But in general, it is all about implementing what is within the constitution of the government. And this branch is also the one which limits other branches from intervening in other branches' works. For instance, if there is some one from the executive branch is mismatching their job with what the legislative branch should do, this judicial branch is responsible to deal with such problem, and it can use judicial review to control those two branches. Like executive can nominate whom the person who should be the Supreme Court, and the legislative is able to remove any person from the judicial in case there is a mistake which has been made by that person. And in that case, it's when the checks and balance comes. Checks and balance is like a system by which all those three branches do their job separately. Like each and every branch have clarification on their responsibilities so that they cannot interfere with others. The checks and balance system is a system by which each and every branch control the power of each other, and by this it helps them it helps each of them to accomplish their job and not interfere in others' job, but also it helps each other to help the other branch to make what they should have made. For instance, the Congress can check the executive or the president in many ways, like by refusing a bill that they have accepted to be a law, or by passing a law over the president's veto. Maybe if the president have refused to approve that the bill become a law, they can refuse to make it to reject it, but make it a law. They also can check the president by using the impeachment power to remove the president from the power. Also, they can refuse to approve what the president have accepted in negotiating with others. Also, they can refuse to approve what the president have signed. This can be done by the Senate only. And in this case, the Congress checks the president, or the legislative branch checks the executive branch. Also, there are many ways in which even the court or the Congress can check the court, or the legislative branch can check the judicial branch. Some of them is changing number or jurisdiction of the law in the court. For instance, is saying that the members of the judicial branch of the court should be this number, reducing it or increasing the number. Okay, it's okay. So we also know that there is Democrats and Republican parties in the United States, and there is a third party. So do you know it? Do you know its name? No.
I think any party that they can create there can be the third party.
Okay. Apart
from the Democrats and
Okay. So we also have Democrat and Republicans as major parties in United States, and there is a third party. So can you name it? The third party.
I think that the third party is the one which is not Democrat and Republican. Maybe I'm not sure. But maybe it can be a capitalist. I'm not sure, but it's not Democratic or Republic. It's that third one.
Okay. Let me also talk about three parties of the political parties of the United States. The main one are Republicans and Republicans and Democrats, and the third party is all parties which are in opposition of those two main party system, and those two main party system have started to dominate in 1852, and in 1856 they have started to lead or to control the United States, or the Congress of the United States of America, and in the third party have played big role in the United States government. The main one are working days, because they used to happen 5 working days, but nowadays all people are free to work in any ways they want. And also there are the way people live. Nowadays, due to that third party, there are things that government or people who lead the country used to not think about, but right now they are thinking about them. But as a result, there is somewhat an independence in U.S. citizens. Also, it have attracted the national attention to some particular problems, because now there are issues that the third party can raise for candidates or other people in the government to think about, and as well as solving some other problems. Also, it puts pressure on people who are leading the country in general. They say the third party is all parties that are in opposition of the Republicans and Democrats. And there are many parties that are included in that third party. Some example of it are Green Party, Reform Party, Constitution Party, Pro-Life Party, and others. So the last question, we know that there is a process they pass through in order to make something a law. So can you please give me basic process that they pass through so that a bill become a law?
Okay, I think citizens can propose a law, and then they can sit down and evaluate that before taking a decision. So they can decide that bill can become a law.
Okay, thank you so much for your time and being with me. I really appreciate.
It was my pleasure.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So the last question, I want to know how you understand basic process from which from which a bill become a law.
Thank you very much. First of all, bill is from like citizens. They give out idea about what they want in the government, and then the first step is that register the whole idea, the bill from those citizens, and then they send to the judiciary in order to judge those what they register, and then at the next step is that they send to the executive to put to action what they judged, and in that case there will be intervention of president to take like the final conclusion, agreeing or disagreeing with what the what is that process.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, I was happy to be with you, and I really liked your ideas and your time, and thank you so much.
Thank you too.
And finally, let me talk about the process by which a bill becomes a law. So the first step is the introduction of the bill. In order for a bill to be known, it has to be introduced by the member of the Congress. There is evaluation by the committee. The committee evaluate the bill to understand the reason why there is a need of it to be a law. Then the subcommittee study the bill and review others' views to make sure that they make a decision which is informed. Then they make changes or like make addition based on what they have studied or what they have found to be important. Then after making those changes, they present it to the committee so that they study about the bill and decide if it has to be presented to the chamber of the Senate. Then when it is presented to the chamber of the Senate, the Senate vote for it or not, and there are many debates that are associated to it in order to make the final decision. And after those debates, the bill passes to other chamber where it can be rejected, changed, or received or ignored. And after that, there are many views that, of course, the members of the chamber can come up, and if there are differences, they have to solve all differences to make sure that they all agree about the bill. And if they don't agree, at that point the registration have to be rejected or it dies immediately. But if they all agree or the majority agree on it, then the president have to sign on the bill to become a law. And if it doesn't, or if the president refuses to sign on it, it gets rejected. And at this point, the president have to provide like the reasons why it have to be rejected. However, if the member of the legislation branch, the legislative branch or the Senate found that the president have rejected the bill, but the 2/3 majority have agreed that the bill become a law, at that point they override what the president have agreed. So if the president have agreed and signed, it become a law immediately. And if he refused or she refused, the member of the Senate have to decide what should be done. At this point, they may override or reject the bill immediately. So I thank you for your kind
For further
attention.
information, you can refer to this list of reference.